Is it from Heathcliff? Oh. Well, he wishes to see you.
Oh, Kathy! Oh, my life! I cannot bear it!
What now? You and Edgar have broken my heart, Heathcliff. You have killed me and thriven on it, I think. I care nothing for your sufferings. Why shouldn't you suffer? I do. Will you forget me? Will you be happy when I'm in the earth?
Don't torture me till I'm as mad as yourself. Are you possessed with a devil to talk to me in that manner when you are dying? You know you lie to say I have killed you, and Catherine, you know that I could as soon forget you as my existence.
I shall not be at peace. I'm not wishing you greater torment than I have, Heathcliff. I only wish us never to be parted. You never harmed me in your life. Nay, if you nurse anger, that will be the worst to remember than my harsh words. Won't you come here again? Do. Oh, you see, Nellie, he would not relent a moment to keep me out of the grave. That is how I'm loved. Well, never mind. That is not my Heathcliff. I shall love mine yet. Take him with me. He's in my soul. Do come to me, Heathcliff.
Why did you betray your own heart, Kathy? You have killed yourself. What right had you to leave me? What right, answer me, for the fancy you felt for Linton?
Let me alone. Forgive me.
It is hard to forgive. Kiss me again. My master is here. Leave quickly.
You must not go.
I must go. Edgar!
Featuring Peebo as Heathcliff, Kathy, and Edgar. Featuring Lucy as Nellie Dean.
Now I will be discussing some key passages from Wuthering Heights. The first passage is from the end of the novel. I lingered round them under that benign sky, watched the moss fluttering among the heath and harebells, listened to the soft wind breathing through the grass, and wondering how anyone could ever imagine unquiet slumbers for the sleepers in that quiet earth. This quote perfectly concludes the novel, as it infers there is a happily ever after. Kathy and Harrington's marriage shows the joining of the Earnshaws and the Lintons, while also conveying that no more future conflicts will occur. Bronte describes Mr. Lockwood's visit to the graves of Edgar, Catherine, and Heathcliff as a peaceful end to the turmoil that has been caused previously. Because Mr. Heathcliff died, the cause of the disastrous events has been dissolved. The next passage is, I got the sexton, who was digging Lynch's grave, to remove the earth of her coffin lid, and I opened it. I thought once I would have stayed there. When I saw her face again, is it hers yet? He had hard work to stir me, but he said it would change if the air blew on it, and so I struck one side of the coffin loose and covered it up. Not Linton's side, damn him. I wish he'd been soldiered and led, and I bribed the sexton to pull it away when I'm laid there and slide mine out too. This shows Heathcliff's undying love for Catherine. He insists the sexton to open up Catherine's coffin just so he can see her face. Every moment is a constant reminder of her, but not her presence. Heathcliff states he will be buried right next to her, hoping to see Catherine as death beat him to it.
And now we are going to look at one of the passages from Wuthering Heights. May she wake in torment, he cried with frightful vehemence, stamping his foot and groaning in sudden paroxysm of ungovernable passion. Why, she's a liar to the end. Where is she? Not there, not in heaven, not perished. Where? Oh, you say you cared nothing for my sufferings, and I pray a prayer. I repeat it till my tongue stiffens. Catherine Earnshaw, may you not rest as long as I am living. You said I killed you. Haunt me then. The murdered do haunt their murderers. I believe, I know that ghosts have wandered on earth. Be with me always. Take any form. Drive me mad. Only do not leave me in this abyss, where I cannot find you. O God, it is unutterable. I cannot live without my life. I cannot live without my soul. And now we are going to use this scene to look at different themes that run throughout the novel. Emily Bronte's Wuthering Heights continually coaxes its readers between emotions of hate and empathy. Love, ironically, is the main cause of discord throughout the novel, as cases of real and fabricated devotedness create conflicts between characters. The scene between Nellie Dean and Heathcliff immediately following Kathy Linton's death is the epitome of confusing emotions. The reader is channeled through Nellie, who deeply wishes to sympathize with Heathcliff's loss, but he makes this an exceedingly difficult task. This theme of impassioned confusion can be traced throughout the entire novel. Nellie reluctantly enters the garden to find Heathcliff and share the news, only because she feels obligated to inform him. She finds him in a state of shock, and he chastises her for crying and claims that Kathy wants none of your or Nellie's tears. He is still consumed with having possession of his former playmate, and wants to see none other than himself mourn. Heathcliff further questions Nellie if Kathy died like a saint, and he cannot conceal his ferocity and anger towards the death, contrasting the expected silent grief the reader has become accustomed to. In a possible biblical allusion, Nellie states that she died like a lamb after stretching herself like a child reviving, with peace and tranquility. This can be related to the struggles Christ had to bear before he was executed and then lifted eternally into heaven. Heathcliff is now desperate to know if Kathy mentioned anything about him before her death, and he is both disappointed and relieved to hear that she did not regain her former state of consciousness. Nellie relates how she had a sweet smile on her face while her life closed with a gentle dream, and hopes that Kathy will wake kindly in the next world. The reader is surprised at Heathcliff's hopes for her to wake in torment, relating to the theme of love, but also to the constant desire to inflict misery. His passion overtakes him, and Heathcliff demands that Kathy haunt him, for he cannot live without his life, and he cannot live without his soul. These differing desires leave the reader wishing he or she could sympathize with Heathcliff, but also despising his detestable behavior and aggression towards Nellie and Kathy. Nellie is appalled by his acts of self-harm by bashing his head and body against a tree, but does not want to leave him in this state. The reader is having a similar dilemma. Wanting to be compassionate towards Heathcliff is competing with the knowledge of the injuries he has inflicted. Throughout the entire novel, the image of Heathcliff as a devoted and passionate lover is juxtaposed with his roughness and desire for revenge. Acts such as marrying Isabella Linton, ruining Hindley and Harrington, abducting Linton, and forcing a marriage between him and Catherine's child, Catherine Linton, are all aimed towards winning. Winning, in Heathcliff's mind, is having the materialistic wealth, power, and appearance that Edgar Linton formerly used to gain Kathy's affection. However, Kathy is able to beat him at this game. By depriving Heathcliff of herself, she knows that he will drive himself mad. Still in love with him, Kathy wills herself to death out of pride and narcissism. Both characters are overtly contemptuous, refusing to admit their former mistakes and live their lives ruining others as compensation. This scene between Nellie and Heathcliff is tragic and heart-wrenching, as it perfectly embodies the pain and strife brought on by love, and Lee Bronte strays from the stereotypical romantic novel and exemplifies the flaws in people that can deteriorate the ideals of love, family, and generosity.
Okay.
Oh, go.
It is hard to forgive!